널 기다렸어.
Now is when we get the epic music in the studio as we're winding down to the last 4 matches of the group. And we still have 3 possible members to make it on.
That's right. It's Trust, Gumiho, and SOS. All 3 can make it. Trust went 5-0 in the group. Managed to lose 2 games in a row, and if he loses all of his remaining matches, we could have a 5-5 3-way tie.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Classic's the only one who has a guaranteed advance. Away wins that you see here, obviously very important. Luckily, Trust did grab 3 early on, so even if the worst happens to him, he's likely still set, but tiebreakers are absolutely possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if he gets into second place, Gumio and SOS could tie at this point.
Yeah, so if SOS wins 1 more away map, he's 5-5, and he's tied with 5-5 with the 3 away maps, assuming Trust loses all of his games.
Gumio's playing up against Hurricane, and it's Gumio's away map. So imagine Hurricane's mindset right now. He's got to play another game this late into the night. And Gumio's on his last life. He's going to be playing his heart out to try to win that one.
Now, for our second advancee on our next match, it's Classic versus Trust. Trust just lost a long game versus Curious. He's had a break to get himself together. Classic already advanced. The only player successfully out of the group. Now, if Classic wins this, doesn't mean that Trust is out, and it doesn't affect Classic at all, but I think Classic is the kind of guy who's all for honor, all for wins, and he is going to try to keep Trust in this group.
He's going to be playing as hard as he possibly can. There's no denying that. Classic is... He fights for pride, as you're saying. He's not just going to back down and be like, yeah, sure, Trust, get in here.
Now, this is an unheard of story, okay? Going 5 wins in a row, then losing 2, and not securing his spot. He beat Classic the first time. Classic wants revenge. If he beats Classic a second time, I mean, hey, he advances and well-deserved, beating Classic twice and also going 5-0 at the beginning. But I'm not so sure he can do it. He's starting to lose confidence, I feel, each and every game we watch him play.
That's the other thing about Trust. He doesn't have a ton of experience in the booth, right? He's newer compared to some of these other guys like Gumio, Classic, Curious, SOS. They've all been doing this for so long. Trust, he's been around, but he hasn't had those results where he keeps on playing and playing. And tonight is his first test. So he's going up against Classic here on Frost.
No surrender, no trigger, fingers go, living the dangerous life. You make me feel invincible, earthquake powerful, just like a tidal wave. You make me brave.
Here we are on Frost. Down here in the bottom right in the red, the SK Telecom T1 Protoss. It is Classic.
Already advanced from the group. And up to the top left, in blue, his opponent 1 win away from advancing. It is Trust. Starting to look a little bit more calm down in this one.
Yeah, you can almost see it setting in. Where he's like, okay, I'm losing games. I lost 2 in a row. I really got to calm myself down and make sure that I can get into this one. And also, what he's probably beginning to realize too is that he just needs to take 1 win. So Classic, obviously the hardest opponent of the 3 that's left. He's got Hurricane and SOS after him. So Trust, even if he loses this one, he's actually in an okay spot. It puts more pressure on him to win, yes, but he's got Hurricane, obviously the weakest player in the group so far based on all the games we've seen, and also SOS, who, he's looking better and better here in the second half for sure, but he hasn't had the, the cleanest day of games, and that's putting it lightly.
Well, one thing I want to point out is I was actually a bit spaced on everything you just said because I was thinking in my brain about really deep stuff in this group, so apologize if I say this again. Or I heard half of what you said, but I was spacey, okay?
Sure. It's been a long day.
This is cross spawns. So Classic obviously is the master of Protoss versus Protoss when it comes to late game and decision making. Yeah, SOS rifles him, Hero rifles him at times. Even Deer can make really good decision making in PvP in this late game on maps like Frost, but Trust is worn out, he's stressed out. This is the ultimate test. If Trust beats Classic, cross spawns on Frost after losing 2 games in a row and being nervous, I'm like, This guy is some serious
He's the
Protoss, man.
He's the next Boneswa.
He's the
Let's
next
call it
Protoss
now.
Boneswa.
The next one in a line of many KT.
Let it be
Boneswas.
known that you and I knew first when Trust wins all of the rest of the tournaments this year, and also when he wins BlizzCon 2017, that we at this Group B of the Star League Challenge called it first.
He's got to win this game first, so.
People will look back on this VOD and be like, they must actually be controlling the universe. But that's only if
I
he
wish it
wins
were
this
that
game.
simple.
It's
He
only
has
if he
to win
wins this game, yeah.
I mean, if he beats Hurricane later on, I mean, this is kind of good. You know, he showed some good games, but no proof yet. Not the purest of proof, at least.
Listen, to go 5-0 into 2-0 Classic, that's all the proof I need that this person belongs at least in the round of 16.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Probably could make top 4.
I think he's making it through. You know, just to give my prediction from here, I think he's definitely going to be able to do this. And look at this, even a good start for Classic. Classic is going to get the first. I don't know why I said it with that tone, but Classic actually is he's gonna scout the starport and get the first Phoenix out on the map, and this is going to turn into Phoenix versus Phoenix that Classic is going to be ahead in.
That's right. Also going to block this Adept, which is pretty funny.
Going.
Oh, so unfortunate. Now, the funny thing about this actually is that what he was going to scout was the Phoenixes, and because he lifted it, he still saw that he had Phoenixes.
Yeah.
But hey, he killed an Adept. For a little of energy on 2 caster units, that's fine.
Yeah. So Classic's ahead on build time, okay? It's about half a Phoenix ahead. So it's not a massive lead, right? It's really going to come down to who has better control over their Phoenixes, who's getting the advantages in other stuff, such as other tech, or, you know, just little run-bys with Zealots they could do with a lot of the extra minerals they're going to have. When are the timings of the bases? Like, who's going to get the first third base in this game? Who's going to try to make the push to allow themselves to get the first third base in this game? That's going to give them a significant advantage, especially on a map this big.
Gotta agree with you. I'm just trying to look at the map. This probe's going to go out and scout a little bit. Every single piece of information that can be gained is important. Ooh, Dark Shrine. Coming out for Classic. Hiding it here, too. If someone flew over that, it might just look like a pylon just based on the positioning. It's hard to tell the difference at this point. Obviously, most people will click on it, but maybe you don't see. Maybe you're not paying attention.
Click on every building for you guys who are new. Just make sure.
Also, if you look at it closely while you fly over it, if you have hit point bars turned on, you will see that it just has more hit points to warp in than a pylon, so that will tip you off as well. All right, neither player obviously going to send Phoenixes across the halfway point because of the defender's advantage. Something you were getting into earlier.
And Trust actually got ahead a Phoenix. Because of that Dark Shrine, Trust is now ahead 1 Phoenix, 6-5.
Looks like Classic is actually cutting them out entirely. Starts a robo. He wants a transition. Now, he's not going to make a gateway at this pylon, so it's not going to be a fast DT warp in, but obviously he can still find some damage.
But already Observer is out on the map here for Trust.
Well, let's see if it stays at home or not, though, because he's going into Fleet Beacon. He hasn't started a second Observer. The Phoenixes are kind of looking for it. He's not going to find it.
Where is this
first
Observer?
DT?
Let me see.
It's actually halfway across the map, yeah.
There it is.
It's to the right of this DT warp in. It's not going to be at home. This could actually win the game for Classic if he doesn't make a second Observer and that one keeps going across. This is cross spawns. This is what Classic is banking off of. And you know what? He's already out of the group, and I'm like, I totally respect this decision. Take a risk like this.
There's
cross
no
spawns.
detection.
None.
Oh my god.
The Observer's still going the wrong way. He sees it. Too late. He just started a second Observer. Now he can. He was supply
He needs to
blocked.
run away all of his probes out of the mineral line and away from the DTs and Chrono Boost out that Observer right now.
Okay, he's losing so much mining time here. Classic getting Blink back at home, getting further ahead in every way. He's already up 13 workers from this. And a Pulse Crystal started, which, by the way, is scouted by this DT. So much damage done. He might even just have to type out here. Oh
He gets 1 DT, okay? The other one killed every single probe at the natural. And
will
it's
escape.
still not dead, yeah. So Anion Pulse Crystals, yeah, it's going to be cool if you face off against Phoenixes, but are you going to be able to kill the ground army of Classic? That's the real question.
We'll finally grab this DT. Yeah, that's the question. Like, the other thing is, does he even have enough? Okay, this is a big win.
Yeah, this is really huge.
Oh,
Actually,
if he trades, oh my god. Trust should be using
he
his
doesn't have the
numbers.
crystals
Yeah,
yet.
but he still should be using his numbers to make that so that he actually wipes based on the arc that occurs, not like trading. Almost like he only got one Phoenix advantage out of that actually, and that's all he has. It's like the only thing he has in this game is his pulse crystals. Classic is making a warp in point here with this gateway. Yeah, these Phoenixes will find some damage here. Pulse crystals are done now. But Classic has Blink Stalkers, the overcharge.
Full energy Mothership Core. And the pylons are all in the perfect places. He's even chasing down these Phoenixes on the map.
I think what he will likely do is he warps in 4 more Stalkers. He wants to see if he can get 1 more kill or 2 on these. And once they escape, he's going to move across the map and attack. He has enough overcharges at home to defend the Phoenixes. He has that gateway warp-in point nearly completed. He's just going to walk across the map and try to end it. And he has nothing to lose, literally nothing to lose. He has overcharges at home. He's massively ahead. He has the counter to what he's up against. He has a massive Stalker count. Trust has 1 Immortal, a second one about to pop out. Not going to be enough. And that warp-in point is fast warp-ins.
5 more Stalkers. Add it to this army.
Oh my god, he can just blink onto this.
That's going to be it, man. He's going to kill everything here. And that's not really good for Trust. This is going to be another loss on his record with the follow-up Stalker attack with the blink.
That's right. That is game over. GG. Trust takes his 3rd loss.
In Classic, he takes another win just for pride's sake. He gets that revenge match on his map, Frost. Very nicely done. You hit it right on the head. Classic is the master of those kinds of games, and if Trust was able to win that game, huge props. But Classic actually just outplayed him there, outthought him, and it makes a lot of sense. Classic is the master.
It was the Observer Gambit. He was like, okay, your Observer comes out right around now. I know the timing. I've scouted you several times with my Phoenixes. If your Observer comes out this time, which is normal, and you don't make a second one, your Observer's going to be halfway across spawns. I had this pylon, you didn't scout it. Huge risk. If Classic's tournament life is on the line, he doesn't do this build. But it's not. It doesn't matter. He does it. He wins. And I mean, that wasn't what exactly won him the game, but it was basically put Trust into critical condition.
Yeah, it basically did win him the game. He killed 16 probes.
Then he had the Phoenix advantage, but didn't use it. When he was up 4 Phoenixes, only gained an exchange of getting 1 better Phoenix. Went across the map, there was enough defense there, and it just all fell apart from there. So Trust is still not out of the group, and he will play another game now.
He's got 2 more chances against Hurricane and SOS.
This is why when earlier he went 5-0, we were like, yeah, he's 3 away wins, he's pretty much out of the group, but he's not because, I mean, this kind of stuff happens.
You got to get your 6th win. You got to prove it. You got to get the 6th win. No stopping until you do. So that Trust is finding that out right now, and he's not too happy about it. And what do we got for our next game here? It's going to be Trust again up against Hurricane. And Trust is actually not in the lobby yet. He may have asked for a minute or so to just cool off because it's a lot of losses in a row now, 3 in a row.
Now, poor Hurricane. This could just end here in sets 27 and 28. If Trust beats Hurricane, which is likely, then he advances. And then if Gumiho also beats Hurricane, then the group is over. And
SOS doesn't even get to play against Trust if that's the case.
Yeah, because Trust will have the better results no matter what. Even if he loses to SOS, SOS can't get that win. In fact...
are you doing some away win calculations right now, Wolf?
Hold on, I must have marked SOS's wins wrong. Can you tell? He's
4 and 5 right now.
I didn't...
You got it there.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
You're on the same page as us, Wolf.